I find that the problem with the manifestation process is such that sometimes things take so long, that by the time anything actually starts to happen, you just don't want it anymore. You're not that person that wanted these things. It lost its luster. The novelty wore off, and you've moved on to other things. It's just unfortunate. That's the way life is, but it doesn't even have anything to do with you being impatient. Sometimes you can wait years for these things and they still don't manifest for whatever reason. So that's what I'm saying. This is why people give up on this stuff so easily, and you can't blame them. Because when you have a society that's instant gratification as opposed to the manifestation process that might take 10 years or more, I mean, what do you think they're going to go for? You think it's an accident that the matrix is instant and that's the exact opposite of the divine? It's like putting a seed in soil. You don't get a tree in 5 minutes. It takes hundreds of years for that tree to grow, especially a redwood tree or a flower. You put the seed in the soil. It takes quite a while for a flower to blossom. People don't have patience anymore. You see how they always discourage you from connecting with the manifestation process. It isn't like old school back 50 years ago where you actually hand wrote a letter and you sent it off. You waited 6 to 8 weeks and to get a return response. Those days are gone. Email killed that. They've been steadily and slowly chipping away at your patience and your concentration and your focus to the point where you don't even want to wait 2 seconds anymore. It's not worth it. And the manifestation process is right at the top of that list. So, but again, like I said, instead of waiting on anything else outside yourself, you could create your own life without even having to worry about any divine plan, because it might not even be what you want. It might be, it might not be. It's always like a crapshoot with anything in life. You might get what you want, and it might not be that way. You might have envisioned that you want this perfect partner that has to look a certain way and have the itinerary as such. They have to make a certain salary and be educated, and then the universe gives you your perfect person. It's not what that you're looking for, or maybe it is. Like I said, sometimes it's hit and miss. You never know. Because what happens with the universe is that they're not going to give you what you want, what you've envisioned, what you've hoped for. They're going to give you what you need, something completely different than you've ever expected. That differs from your usual type and expectation of desires or whatever it is. So you have to take all of this into consideration when you enter into the manifestation process, because it isn't going to be where you're going to control everything. It's not. Once you put it in the hands of the universe, it's out of your control. To be quite honest, it's never really in our control anyway, because you don't get the free will you think you get. You don't get 100% free will in this life. That's the illusion. You get a little bit of wiggle room, but trust me, if the universe wants to intercede and intervene, it will. I've had a lot of things happen in my life that just humbled me right to my roots of my soul. I was like, wow, I'm not in control of anything, man. The universe at any time could just blink you right out of existence at any time. I don't care how many times a day you go to the gym and work out and eat right and exercise. That doesn't mean anything. That does not guarantee you staying on this earth any long time. That does not guarantee the duration of time you are allotted on this planet. I mean, look at the world's most famous martial artist. 32 years old, gone. The most physically fit specimen that ever walked the face of the earth. And, that was it. That was his time. But, just I wouldn't even worry about it. Just know that you have everything that you need and you could get things done, and just focus on that. And that's where you're going to find that you're going to reconnect to your higher self. And that's when your happiness comes back, man. Because you've been connected to something so dense and miserable. That's where you've become moody and depressed and suicidal and just vacillating. Elated highs, devastating lows. Elated highs, devastating lows. And just like your brain's like, oh, it drives you nuts. You just want a steady, consistent, high vibrational peace and happiness. And you can get that if you plug into your higher self. It's up to you to make the connection or not.